So friends, we have discussed cup method of transfer pricing. Overall in transfer pricing, there is a systematic arrangement of the section. I'll try to revise section again and again so that you will able to memorize the sections along with the sequence that we have to follow while revising. So first you have to study section 92 always, because that is the charging section of transfer pricing. It says there has to be an associate enterprises. Such associate enterprises should have done international transaction or specified domestic transaction, and such transaction should have happened at arm's length price, that is genuine price, reasonable price, fair market value. If it doesn't happen at fair market value or arm's length price, the department AO is having power to recompute your income by taking arm's length price if that is giving a positive effect for tax collection, tax recovery. Associate enterprise is defined in section 92A. International transaction is defined in section 92B. Specified domestic transaction has been defined in section 92BA, and arm's length price is defined in section 92C. Read with rule 10B, out of which cup method is done. Now in this lecture we are targeting the balance important methods. So the next method is the resale price method. First of all, so when resale price method is applicable? Definitely when the Indian entity is importing the goods from foreign associate enterprises and it is reselling in India, then only India will have resale price, isn't it? Unless and until India has a resale price, obviously this method will not be applicable. So they have imported it at, say for example, 1000. Okay, they have imported it at 1000, but they are actually selling it in India at 1200. Now from 1200 we have to check whether the import was genuine or not genuine. So what you are going to do, obviously this final selling price will not be a comparable price. You cannot compare 1200 and 1000. 1200 is the selling price, whereas you wanted to know purchase price. To reach at purchase price from selling price, you have to subtract certain items, that is post import expenses, then sales and marketing and distribution expenses, profit margin of Indian entity, and after subtracting all these items you will reach at the possible or the reasonable purchase price. That purchase price we will compare with the actual purchase price. If actual purchase price is higher than, please understand, because we are doing a purchase transaction here, if actual purchase price is higher than the arm's length price, obviously Indian associate entity is indulged into base erosion and profit shifting activities, and that has to be controlled by adding the unreasonable excess payment made to the foreign associate enterprise. You can also compare resale price method. You can keep it in mind as per section 40A2. In India, PGBP we follow section 40A2. Whenever you make payment unreasonable to the outside parties, obviously we disallow the payments. So that kind of disallowances are going to happen here. We are also comparing the reasonable price and what is price actually paid. Any unreasonable payment made, any excess payment made to associate enterprises will be disallowed, will be added back to the Indian entity's profit. So they have written a lot of things here in detail. I'll read everything, but ultimately you have to remember the summary which is there at end of the lecture. The price at which property purchase or services obtained. So this is on cost side. Please understand, this is on cost side. Price at which property purchase or services obtained by the enterprise from an associate enterprise is resold or provided to unrelated parties should be identifiable. Okay, so whatever is imported should be identifiable. If you are importing cars, then you should sell cars. If you are importing professional services, then you should provide professional services. So input and output should be identifiable, then only this method will be applicable. The following adjustments can be made to the resale such resale price, because from resale price, selling price, we have to reach at cost price or import price. Normal GP margin, so GP margin you will subtract. Expenses incurred in connecting with the purchase of the property or obtaining services, this is kind of post importation expenses. For any functional and other differences, you may say, sir, while importing we have imported 1 lakh quantity, while selling we are selling only 500 quantity, 200 quantity. So there is a quantity difference, there is a warranty difference. So whatever functional differences are provided in the question, you have to provide for that, okay, according to open market value. Next step is adjust the price as stated in step 2 above will be considered as the arm's length price. Whatever adjusted price you have computed will be arm's length price for that enterprise. Sir, how do we compute exactly? So we will take resale price. From resale price, you will subtract the normal GP margin in a similar transaction. That is, this margin should also be, arm's length margin, unrelated, uncontrolled margin, and then purchase related expenses. After purchase, whatever expenses you have incurred, whatever net amount is there, that amount will be your arm's length price, isn't it? Normally, resale price method is applicable when goods are purchased from associate enterprises or transferred to unrelated person. So whenever this happens, please understand import and then domestic sale. Import and domestic sale, this example should always be there in your mind. From the sale price, we are traveling to the purchase price. Okay. And this is whatever we are going to compute in the arm's length price. Arm's length price will be compared with actual price. If actual price is higher than the arm's length price, then obviously we will adopt the arm's length price, a lower price, so that your expenses will be reduced and profit will go up. Example, RP Limited India hold 60% equity shares in SAM Inc. USA. Obviously, they are associate enterprise according to section 92A, more than 26% holding. RP Limited purchased goods worth, purchase transaction, expense transaction, goods worth rupees 20 lakh from the SAM Inc. and sold to unrelated person KK Limited in India for 30 lakh. So what is happening here? You are importing goods at 20 lakh rupees and you are selling here in India for 30 lakh rupees. So this is the sale price. RP Limited paid 3,50,000 as a custom duty for import of goods from SAM Inc. So this is post import expenditure that will be subtracted from 30 lakh. Normal GP margin of a similar uncontrolled transaction is 25%. So first we have to subtract from selling price margin, then we will reach at the cost price. From cost we have to subtract the post importation cost. That will be the purchase price at which goods should have been purchased. If that price is lower than 20 lakh, then only you will adopt arm's length price. Look at this. So 30 lakh minus 25%. So net price is 22 lakh 50,000. From that you have to subtract the expenditure, post import expenditure. So your arm's length price is 19 lakh. So please understand, India has imported goods worth rupees 20 lakh from associate enterprises. If you would have done this transaction at arm's length price, it would have become 19 lakh. So don't you think India has recorded higher expenses for purchase? Higher expenses means lower profit. Higher expenses means lower profit. That has to be avoided, and therefore the arm's length price mechanism will be activated for 1 lakh rupees, and 1 lakh rupees will be added to your total income computed as per normal provisions of income tax. So this is the TP adjustment. We call it TP adjustment. Okay. So TP adjustment will be done to your total income. So next method number 3 is the cost plus method. Cost plus method is usually focused on manufacturing segment. Whenever associate enterprise in India is manufacturing the goods and selling it to another associate enterprise. So there is a manufacturer, and manufacturer entity is supplying goods to the another associate enterprise, or from foreign country it is getting manufactured and it is getting supplied to India. So manufacturing is happening, not trading. This method is applicable, this cost sheet method, actually this is costing method. Okay, this cost sheet method is applicable only in segment of manufacturing, and that data has to be given. Data of direct cost, data of indirect cost, profit margin. It is, I should say, it is opposite of resale price method. Resale price method is a backward calculation from selling price to cost price. Cost plus method is a forward calculation from cost price to selling price. Okay, so this is the difference between these two methods primarily. The direct and indirect cost of production incurred by the enterprise in respect of the property, transport or services provided to associate enterprise. So you are manufacturing and you are giving it to associate enterprise. Okay. Step 2, the amount of normal gross profit markup to the cost. So cost plus profit you have to add, arising from a transfer or provision of the same or similar property or services by enterprise or by an unrelated enterprise in a comparable uncontrolled transaction, or transaction should be determined. So you should understand, either you should get a comparable uncontrolled transaction, or some transaction you should get and make it comparable by putting some adjustment. In above normal profit, we have to adjust some functional differences, quantity difference, quality difference, warranty difference, credit difference, whatever differences they have provided, we have to do plus and minus adjustment. Then last step 4, cost referred in step 1 above should be increased by adjusted profit markup above, and price so above will be arm's length price. So obviously here you get the arm's length price. This arm's length price you will compare with the purchase price, and then we will discuss whether that particular price should be accepted or should be rejected, and should the arm's length price should be adopted for the computational mechanism. So there will be a direct cost data, there will be indirect cost data. Obviously, by looking at data only, you can understand if they are providing a cost sheet data, you have to follow a cost plus method. Then you have to add normal GP margin. This is adjusted GP margin. You have to make the adjustment here, and this will be ALP. Normally, see, cost plus method is applicable when goods are manufactured by one associate enterprises and sold to other associate enterprises. Alto Limited Germany holds 35%. Sir, are they associate enterprise? Answer is yes, because they are holding more than 26% of equity voting power. In Beta Limited India, Beta Limited develops a software and does the both on-site and off-site consultancy services for various customers. Beta Limited during the year billed Auto Limited Germany for 100 man hours. Usually in software industry, please understand, this is very common now. You might have understood this from costing your service cost. Okay, in service industry, usually charges are depending upon how many man hours are given to you. Okay, if my 8 men are working for 10 days, then it is 80 hours that is sold to you. Here it is 100 man hours data. So they are going to charge for 100 man hours according to the contract at the rate of 2000 per man hour. This is the data that rate at which they are going to charge. So 100 into 2000. This is the cost charge. Okay, the total cost of direct and indirect expenditure for executing the work is 1,75,000. So they have given the total cost. However, Beta Limited billed C Limited at the rate of 3,000 per man hour for the similar level. So whenever Beta Limited, please understand here Beta Limited is Indian entity. Whenever it is giving services to some other company, it is charging 3,000 rupees per man hour. And whenever they are giving the services to associate enterprises, they are giving it to 2,000. Primarily itself, you can see in India revenue is lowered. Obviously, whenever you book lower revenue in India, there will be lower profit in India, and that's what we are going to control here. This is another example of profit base erosion and profit shifting. This is another example of base erosion and profit shifting, where they reduce the revenue that could have been earned in India. But then you will say, no sir, these two are not comparable. Actually, there are some differences, functional differences. So let us adjust for those functional differences. There they charge the gross profit margin 50% on the cost. So this is the normal ordinary gross margin. The transaction of Beta Limited with Alto Limited and C Limited are comparable for the following differences. While Beta Limited derives the technology support from Alto Limited, obviously Beta Limited is getting the technology support from Alto Limited, and that is one of the reason when we sell the goods to Alto Limited, we are selling at lower price than the market price. This is one of the reason. Okay, that much margin we will adjust then. And there is no support from C Limited. The value of technology received from Alto Limited may be put at 20% of the normal profit. Okay, so 20% profit we will reduce. Alto Limited gives the business in a large volume. Okay, this Alto Limited is giving quantity, lot of quantity data. Okay, Beta Limited offered the Alto Limited a quantity discount that may be valued at 10%. Okay, then we will subtract another 10% from the ordinary margin. Ordinary margin is 50%. Here we have to reduce another 20 and 10%. In case of reducing, please understand, in case of this 10% we have to take of normal gross profit. Normal gross profit is 50, no? So 10% of 50 is 5%. 20% of normal profit is 10%. In case of rendering services to Alto Limited, Beta Limited neither runs any risk nor incurs any marketing cost. Obviously, because you are associate enterprise, there is no risk involved. There is no marketing cost involved, and because of that, again you have to reduce the margin. So what we are actually trying to do, we are trying to reduce your normal profit margin by some of the adjustment factor. So till now we got 3 factor here. Okay, the first factor of reduction is your technology support from your associate enterprise. Second adjustment factor here is your what do you say, large quantity discount that we have to provide. The third a reduction that is going to happen is for risk factor. We are having less risk from when you do a transaction with your associate enterprise as compared to unrelated party. On the other hand, in case of services to C Limited, Beta Limited has to assume all the risk and cost associated with the marketing function, which may be estimated at 10% of the normal gross profit. So this is again a 10% of normal gross profit. We will subtract this. Beta Limited offered 1 month credit. This is very, very important adjustment, my dear friend. Beta Limited offered 1 month credit to Alto Limited. So we are offering credit to Alto Limited. The cost of providing such credit may be valued at 3% of the profit. No such credit was given to C Limited. Now, please understand, whenever we give credit to any of our associate enterprise or unrelated party, credit mean cost should go up. Please understand, my profit margin should go up. Why? Because I'm taking the interest cost for a credit. So when I'm selling to unrelated party, there is no credit, but when I'm selling to related party, there is a credit. Obviously, by that much percentage, my profit margin should have gone up as compared to normal profit margin. If my normal profit margin is 50%, then the profit margin in associate enterprises should be 53%. So why 53%? Because my profit margin should be more when I'm selling with a credit as compared to sale without credit, isn't it? Now, arm's length price under the cost plus method shall be determined as under. So look at this. This is very important understanding, because here you are going to learn 4 adjustments, including one of the most important adjustment of credit. Price charge is 3000. This is uncontrolled price. Markup here is 50%, obviously. Now we have to adjust the markup. This is the ordinary markup. We have to adjust this markup. Because of technology support given by associate enterprises, let us reduce 20% of 50%, that is 10%. 20% for technology support, 10% for quantity discount, that is 5%, 10% for risk factors on advertisement, that is another. So the genuine margin should have become 30%. But because I am selling to associate enterprises with credit, by 3% my profit margin should go up. By 3% my profit margin should go up. So 3% into 50%. Okay, 3% of 50% is 1.5. So my arm's length, my ordinary profit margin for my associate enterprise after adjusting all possible factors should have been 31.50%. Okay. So what is my cost, sir? They have given the cost 1,75,000. Then you have to add in that cost your profit margin 31. You can do this, 1,75,000 plus 31.5%. So that comes to 1,75,000 plus 31.5%. When you do that, you will get this 2,30,125. So, but how much actual profit is, or how much actual sale price is charged? This is arm's length price. Actual charge by you was only 2,400 man hours. So actual price charge is 2 lakh. Now please understand this. Please understand the transfer pricing mechanism here. If you do the transaction at arm's length price, India would have earned 2.3 lakh. Okay, you have done transaction at transaction value at 2 lakh rupees. Obviously, India is losing revenue here, and because India is losing revenue here, we will do the transfer pricing adjustment, and 30,125 would have been increased in your total profit or total income shown by you in that particular assessment year. So this is TP adjustment that is going to happen in your total income. This much income will be increased, isn't it? Thank you.